SUDURPASCHIM Royals will now be looking to step on the gas. They have 10 wickets in hand, 10 overs to go. They need at least 11 and over, perhaps 13 and over will take them to 229. I think that's the target that they'll be looking for. Jimmy Neesham from the commentary box end. That's the 100 for the SUDURPASCHIM Royals coming in the 11th over. And what an innings it's been from Josh Brown, and what support from Binod Bhandari, Mikhail.
And what a comeback by the top order, the SUDURPASCHIM Royals. A couple of nights ago, 27 for 4. Now 100 for no loss. Tell you what, Fazal, I'm seeing another 200 plus score loading here at the Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium. They're going at almost 10 and over. They have 10 wickets in hand. And this man, Josh Brown, is in devastating form at the moment. Wow.
Well, they've done it brilliantly. The first 50 of 26, the second of 35. But if you just take a look at their power play, Mikhail, they've got 60 runs in the power play. And now between over 7 and 15, where I keep reiterating that those are the important overs. Take a look at that. Wide of the man at long off. Really no chance for the man. Just sent sprawling across this lush green outfield. And 116 fours for the tournament so far.
Oh yes, Fazal. That cut through every blade of the grass, may I add. How beautifully has this man improvised. Up and over. And there it went. Yeah, desperate attempt by the captain Kushal Burthal. He's a very fine fielder. He has stationed himself at long off. You could sense that Josh Brown is playing with the field and with the crowd as well.
And with the emotions of the pokhara avengers. He's toying with the bowling at the present moment. Oh, missing out on that opportunity. Will get runs. It's been that kind of evening for the avengers. Nothing going their way. Buys now. Adam Rossington will be really cross with himself. Things not going well, and you're adding to the misery.
Just look at this for an effort. Josh Brown, very sloppy. And that man, he's always animated with the highs and the lows there. Jimmy Neesham into his second over. Where is this one going? This man's in a daring mood right now. Wow. He's got a lot of height on this field, positioned. And this time, a catch has been taken. He thanks heavens. Jimmy Neesham wears a cheeky smile. But Brown has done his job. He's come and decimated the bowling attack with a blitzkrieg 68 in 36. And he'll walk back with a very fine innings.
Well, yes, still positive in intent, was looking to go on with it. And a nice catch this by Kiran. Ends the very entertaining innings from Josh Brown. 68, got Kiran bowled Neesham. And in the 11th over, the SUDURPASCHIM Royals are 108 for 1.
हेलो साथीहरु, तपाईहरु चाहिँ अन्य वेबसाइट वा यसबाट लाइभ हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइट योनो टिभी हो है। त्यसैले गुगलमा गएर योनो टिभी सर्च गरेर हाम्रो अफिसियल मुख्य वेबसाइटबाट लाइभ हेर्दिनुस् है।
Welcome back to the TU International Stadium here in Kathmandu. Chris Lynn makes his way to the middle. Take a look at that for stat. 113 is best, 144 strike rate, 56 50s and 600s, 8,500 runs, almost 300 matches for Chris Lynn. Very perfect man to come out in the present condition. Ooh, down the track. Needs to take some time. Every innings, no matter how much experience you have, starts at zero. Just take a look at why he's out there in the middle.
Yeah, this was the template of play for Josh Brown. Nice catch by Kiran Thaguna, right down his throat. He didn't have to move much over here. got a lot of height, not the elevation on this. I just feel, Fazal, this is just the kind of surface Chris Lynn will look to get back into form after a very ordinary start in match number 1. Just needs to spend a little time. Happens, right, for all the batters. 9 runs and a wicket of over number 11. It's been a successful one for the Avengers. It's 108 for 1.
Right time over.
It's a party out here at the Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium. And for the moment, though, it's a party for the SUDURPASCHIM Royals as well. They've just feasted on the bowling attack of pokhara Avengers. Absolute decimation in the middle. They've pulverized every bowler coming their way. Yeah, he's been more of a grafter in the middle here, Binod Bhandari. Maybe a role that he's been asked to fulfill over here, Fazal.
Well, if it was the role that he was asked to fulfill, he's fulfilled that role. Now he needs to step on the gas himself and push the scoring rate along. At the current rate, they'll just get 195, and the condition of the pitch, 195 is chaseable, so they need at least between 210 to 215 to completely seal the game. Once again, a lovely view of this ground. Aerial shot of the ground always makes it look so much more dramatic, isn't it, Mikhail? Just take a look at that, and look at the city of Kathmandu. We are in Kirtipur, where this ground and the university is situated. As we pan around, the second tower to the right is where we are. Brilliant scenes this, and they're enjoying themselves. Pretty faces in the crowd, enjoying the pretty cricket out there in the middle.
That's in the gap. Lynn is off the mark, and he does it in some fashion in his second outing in season 2 of the Nepal Premier League. That was fiercely struck.
Well, it had everything from the top draw, gave himself some room, exposing the stumps and just creaming that ball through extra cover. Absolutely no chance for the fielder there.
Change off. They're pushing for the second. Binod responds. He's running to the danger end, and he gets there in time. Good cricket, good running by the Royals.
Well, they seized the opportunity, didn't they? They know that the boundary on that side is the longer one, about 64 or 65 meters is what it is. The fielder was on the line, so he just played it with soft hands. Instantly knew that there were two in it. Despite the carnage that you keep talking about, the importance of singles and twos are not left behind.
That's been chipped up and over. He just falls short of the fielder. Extra cover there. He'll come around it, but they'll only get a single.
Well, I like the intent of Chris Lynn with the kind of batting they have to follow. Arif, Ishan, the Tiger, Dipendra Singh, Airi, Harmeet Singh. They have a fair amount of batting to follow. So you don't want to go behind the run rate that you've set for yourself. You're going at around 9.8. You want to push it up to 12s and 13s and put the match completely out of reach of the Avengers.
Good delivery. You need to go for these as a batter after spending so much time in the middle. I understand the conservative approach, but you've got to really add some more runs with the bat. 8 runs coming off this over, 116 for 1.
हेलो साथीहरू, तपाईहरु चाहिँ अन्य वेबसाइट वा यसबाट लाइभ हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइट योनो टिभी हो है। त्यसैले गुगलमा गएर योनो टिभी सर्च गरेर हाम्रो अफिसियल मुख्य वेबसाइटबाट लाइभ हेर्दिनुस् है।
Well, an 8-pitch square on this lovely ground here in the Tribhuvan University. We are in pitch number 7, moved to the western part of the ground. We were more east yesterday. And slow delivery. It's good bowling this. Chris Lynn will be the one who'll throw caution to the wind. Binod Bandari perhaps has got the license to go through to the end. Just pushing him back a little. Don't come forward. Can't hit me off the front foot. The Chobar Hills there in the background, the city, and then you come to the ground there. This beautiful facility.
Breathtaking view. Scenic, mesmerizing. And with that, cricket on offer. What more can a fan ask for? Okay then, Lynn's in the mood. He's given that a swipe. And he's given it some swipe. One bounce. And that clatters into the advertising boards.
Well, it was in the slot. He gave it to him and he swatted it like a fly, didn't he? Just take a look at this. Just absolutely slaughtered that through the offside. There was no fielder there. One bounce over the boundary cushions, and he can just wonder why. Good shot, he says, but not very well bowled. That's what he's telling himself. There are the four fielders, five fielders, three on the on, two on the off on the boundary, saving the boundaries there. In the slot again, that's gone. Huge. That's gone all the way. 84 sixes for the tournament, and none better than that. Chris Lynn, ladies and gentlemen, is in the house.
Yeah, he's in smash mode. He's making intentions very clear. Things to worry here. Picked up the slow delivery very early. Cleared his left foot. Used the depth of the crease. And there he goes. Bang. That's another powerful strike into the side screen region. Not easy being a bowler on the surface this evening. The pokhara Avengers need to turn things around.
Well, this will be a lesson as we go forward in the tournament, Mikhail, because the medium pacers are coming on nicely to the bat. It's when you take pace off the ball that is becoming difficult as the tournament goes on. So more pace on the ball means the ball will travel further. And with the kind of altitude that we are at, it will just sail over those boundary lines. So they've got to be very mindful of the fact that taking pace off the ball, Jimmy Neesham, is the way to go. Slow deliveries, the back of the hand ones, the off cutters, slower bouncers. That's what they need to experiment with. Pace is not going to do anything good for the pokhara Avengers. Absolutely stunning hit this. One bounce over the boundary cushions, down on one knee. The class of the man comes to the fore. He's taking Jimmy Neesham to the cleaners here at the TU International Ground in Kathmandu.
Yeah, Brown leaves, Lynn comes. That's how it is, and it's been carnage all through. No respite if you're a bowler. Just how beautifully he's bisecting the field, splitting the fielders, accessing the gaps. Lynn has found the perfect surface to express himself this morning, or rather this evening. 21 and 10.
We're talking about surfaces, Mikhail. I know it's a really good surface even when you come on to bat the second time around. But if you've conceded 200 plus runs, you're always under the cosh. So I'm just wondering whether the Avenger skipper... Oh, what a shot down the ground. Will be a boundary as well. A couple of bounces into the boundary cushions and a no ball to boot. A free hit for Chris Lynn, as if the normal delivery.
ल हेर है भाइहरू सबैजना, ल मजाले हेर्नुहोस् है त। नम्बर 2 लिङ्क पनि युज गर्नुहोस् है साथीहरू। यसरी चलेन भने के गर्ने त? अब हाम्रो गल्ती छैन, के गर्ने? यस्तै लिङ्कहरू छ हामीसँग। नम्बर 2 बाट हेर्नुहोस् है साथीहरू। ल अन्य वेबसाइटबाट हेर्ने साथीहरू युनो टिभीमा आउनुहोस् है सबैजनाहरू। ल गुगलमा गएर युनो टिभी सर्च गर्नुहोस् अनि आउनुहोस्।
And a confirmation. 4 and a free offer. And for a change, it's Jimmy Neesham who's under the cosh. He's conceded 19 in the 4 deliveries that he's bowled in. He's come around the wicket, come over the wicket, shifted back to over the wicket. Lin has just got stuck underneath him. Pressure, that's pressure. It happens to the best in the business.
Well, absolutely right. It does happen to the best in the business, but the best in the business, Chris Lin, is dictating terms. He'll be surely wondering, Kushal Burtel, whether he did the right thing by choosing to field first, Mikhail. I, for one, like to bat first, put the runs on the board. Due or no due, if you have the runs on the board, it will take some scoring. 200 runs is not going to be easy to get, no matter what kind of outfield there is and how much due there is. That's gone as well. That's huge. That's the second six of the over. 85 for the tournament. 142 for one now. We're just in the 13th over.
26 runs with the ball to go in over number 13. Intensity in the middle. He's torn into this bowling attack, dismantled them completely and derailed their plans. And to make matters worse, he's hit that six right into their dugout. That looks like a catch that will be taken. Finally, the entertainment comes to an end. And it's Jimmy Neesham who'll have the last laugh, but Lin has provided great amount of runs here in a short span and given the Royals a very solid platform to go big and over 200 in this fixture.
Well, just let's take a look at that. Ooh, geez, has the umpire taken a look at that? We'll need the other angle to confirm. The crowd going ballistic here. Take a look at this. A big moment in the game for sure. Where does the umpire see the first point of contact? Ravindra Vimalasiri, the TV umpire, has one of the most difficult decisions to make. Well, the on-field umpire seemed to be having a laugh, seeing the lighter side of it. Jimmy Neesham doesn't. He knows that he's just millimeters there. Oh, geez, the umpire, will he say no ball? Oh, he's given that out. So umpire Ravindra Vimalasiri does feel that there was some part of that heel behind the popping crease. That's the end of Chris Lin after a really good cameo. 31 of 13, 4 fours, 2 sixes. Just take a look at this. Unselfishly going for the runs, taken well by Tiwari, Abhishek Tiwari, the catcher. Chris Lin departs, 31 of 13. The Royals 142 for 2 after 13.
हेलो साथीहरू, तपाईहरु चाहिँ अन्य वेबसाइट वा यसबाट लाइभ हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइट योनो टिभी हो है। त्यसैले गुगलमा गएर योनो टिभी सर्च गरेर हाम्रो अफिसियल मुख्य वेबसाइटबाट लाइभ हेर्दिनुस् है।
The Tiger makes his way to the middle, and that's why the roar in the crowd as well. He's the most loved cricketer in Nepal, Dipendra Singh Airi. What entertainment. 7 sixes, 15 fours. And take a look at this number as well. Back live. Binod Bhandari has just not been able to shift gears here.
Well, when Chris Lin was batting and Josh Brown, Mikhail, they seem to be lambs to the slaughter. So it's a good prey for the Tiger to come out there in the middle. At the Royals being 142 for 2. The stage is really set for the skipper to explode. Well, let's just take a look at the reason why Dipendra Singh Airi is in there. That was Chris Lin just spooning a catch to Abhilash Tiwari. Abhishek Tiwari, I beg your pardon.
Captain's off the mark. It depends on how Binod Bhandari now approaches his innings. He needs to help Irie in the middle. Lynn came and scored 31 and 13. Bhandari is on 32 and 33. He's just not been able to flex his arms this evening.
Well, he's getting stuck here, Mikhail. Binod Bhandari, 33 of 35. At this stage of the innings, a strike rate of 94.3 won't do. You have a huge batting lineup to follow. I think it's time for him to throw caution to the wind.
And you can trust Dipendra Singh Irie to keep him on his toes. But Irie needs to also be careful because Bhandari is 35. 146 for 2.
साउथ अफ्रीका यानी फाइबर के पावर हिटर्स हो गया हम भी बढ़ाएंगे अपना बैटिंग पावर विद स्मार्ट बैट
हेलो साथीहरू, तपाईहरु चाहिँ अन्य वेबसाइट वा यसबाट लाइभ हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइट योनो टिभी हो है। त्यसैले गुगलमा गएर योनो
Match number 6, Josh Brown really set the stadium alight. 68 of 35. His first wicket partnership of 108 with Binod Bhandari set the stage for Dipendra Singh Irie, the skipper and the tiger of Nepal, to come here and express himself.
Oh yes, and be rest assured in no time he'll get you the big hits as well. Dipendra Singh Irie. That's chipped over. He'll push for 2. Binod Bhandari will have to compliment him with the running. Yeah, he's running to the danger end and does well to get back as well. And the driver's seat right now, the SUDURPASCHIM Royals, just like how we would like to be in the driver's seat in the Omoda and Jeko as well, Nepal's fastest growing EV brand, which provides best in-segment range, ground clearance and spare tire with top safety features. We are loving the drive from the hotel to the ground every day. Noiseless, seamless. That's it. He's got plenty of bat on this one. Captain Irie says time has come to go big, and that's a biggie.
Well, Captain Irie says time to go big, and our very own Andrew Leonard signals 6. Just take a look at the replay and you'll see Andrew Leonard there. It was in the slot. Thank you very much. A nice strong base. Good bat through the ball. Good bat speed. And there is Andrew Leonard on the right of your screen. He says 6 runs for the taking.
Good single, a bit of a misfield. And this is racing away for a boundary. Very ordinary effort by the Avengers. They're not helping their cause this evening. And the good news for the Royals is that Irie is on strike.
And the good news for the SUDURPASCHIM Royals is the 150 becomes 158 now for 2. And there's still 8 wickets in the hut. Let's take a look at this off the back foot this time. Very sloppy in the field have the Avengers been this evening. Dinesh, the fielder on that occasion. Shot again, cut away. Just the single. That's the large part of the ground, or the bigger part of the ground. The eastern side, Mikhail, is 65 meters and the western side is 63 meters. So Irie will be targeting that western side of the ground where the Chobar Hills are, perhaps into the hills.
Trust Irie to target north, south, east, west. He's a freak when he gets going with the bat. 15 gone, 160 for 2. Another 200 plus loading over here. We suspected as though 200 plus was on the cards. That will be the very minimum of the ambition of the men in yellow from here. In fact, I feel as though they're going to want the Nepal Premier League record. They're going to want to go past that 220 that the Kings made just a few days ago. Phenomenal atmosphere out there. It really is. It's hard to explain when SUDURPASCHIM roll into town, the passion that comes with them. Without doubt the best supported side, as Douthwaite is the next lamb to the slaughter. What can he do? Attempts a leg cutter. HD Ackerman is rejoining me. HD, I suspect this could be a rather fun final 5 overs.
That's if you support the Royals, not if you're an Avenger fan, because they've been probably dealt with as much as they were the other night by the Kings. But 8 wides, 1 no ball, so they're already into 1.5 extra overs.
Could have been 2 no balls, couldn't it? Right on the precipice of 50-50 call. It felt like I could only see it on the big screen, but it looked really tight, and Lynn almost did a stutter step in and back out, thought he was going to get a free hit. But Nisham ended up having the last laugh. In amidst all of this, Bandari is striking at 91.
Yeah, that's hard to believe. I mean, considering that they are 161 for 2 after 15, so they are over 11 to the over, and Binod Bandari can barely get the ball off the square.
Some of the most esteemed media there in Nepal, some of the best sports journalists up in the box. Subhas Humungain, Sabina Karki, et al. I'm going to take on the second, well run. You talk about this being a sellout, even the media box is probably made to take 60 or 80. Feels like there's about 200 plus up there. Everybody wants to be here.
Yeah, but they're cheating, aren't they? They get media accreditation. They don't have to pay for a ticket.
Providing coverage to every corner of the country. Newspapers, TV, digital, social media. Dari just can't get going, but the intent that Irie has come to the crease with that trademark roar and support, there's no doubt he is the most loved Nepali player here in this country.
We played beautifully the other night in sort of resurrecting their innings, because they were gone for all money, and he played nicely. But this is when I think he is at his best, when he could just walk in and be free, push every fielder in the outfield hard, and swing for the boundary as well.
Good delivery. Bowls a heavy ball, doesn't he? Yeah, welcome up here to the HP Petroleum commentary box. Great to have you with us. A reminder, tomorrow we've got Dhaka Topi Day on Super Saturday, the first of 4 Super Saturdays. You still got your Dhaka Topi with you?
I do. Is this your Dhaka Topi Day, or is this a whole thing? Has it been arranged by the league?
You would not want to have a sensitive disposition being around this man. He's constantly winding me up. This is the official Dhaka Topi Day. All of the youth have come together to implore everyone who comes tomorrow to wear one of those beautiful hats. The national hat of Nepal, the Dhaka Topi. Beautiful. So tomorrow, the talk is, we're going to see 10,000 plus of those.
Mine's been in my bag since day one. I've been waiting for Dhaka Topi Day.
It is actually a very comfortable hat. Okay, what's this person saying? Chennai, that's the CSK side, like SUDURPASCHIM. Dhoni equals Binod Bandari. Ravindra Jadeja equals Dipendra Singh Irie. And I'll tell you something, HD. I think I know which is the better of those two fielders. For me, I'm going north of the border. I'm going Irie over Jadeja. Today, maybe not at Jadeja's peak, but right now. Clever bowling, pace taken off, rolls his fingers over the leg cutter.
So they leave the batting order the same here, Lenny.
Arif Sheikh, Noran Saad, Harmeet Singh or Scott Kugelheim, who can hit the ball a long way. What do they do here?
Has to be Harmeet Singh. I'm not sure if we zoom out there, if he's padded up to the left. Arif Sheikh has them on. Arif pulls a long way towards the heavens, but it's straight to the man. And this is Kushal Bertel's trademark. Gets himself into the hot zones. And one captain catches the other. No big celebrations because he knows that his side still have it all to do. But that was an exceptional over from Dan Douthwaite. Very well bowled.
He does bowl a heavy ball, and he gets it right as far as his height is concerned. Gets it above shoulder height, so difficult for Ari to control it. That's a massive wicket for the Avengers because they were really staring down 220, 230. But Dipendra Singh Airy goes for a quick fire 15, 164 for 3.
After a tough setback, Team India are ready to roll.
हेलो साथीहरु, तपाईहरु चाहिँ अन्य वेबसाइट वा यसबाट लाइभ हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ।
The problem with Akash Chand is he doesn't seem to have any variations. He just runs and bowls as quick as he can. And the problem is on this pitch you need variations now when the ball's a little bit on the older side, just so that it could possibly hold in the surface. So he's looked for the Yorker, missed out, paid the price.
And so often you'll hear fans and some pundits say, why aren't they just bowling Yorkers? The reason why bowlers want to have a variety of options at the death and not just have the Yorker in their locker is that if you miss it, it tends to almost always go the distance. Sometimes you get away with the low full toss, but there the trajectory was always easy to pick and read and respond with a straight bat down the ground. If you bowl it slightly shorter, 6 or 8 inches, you miss the Yorker by, it's in the slot. And at this venue, you're going to go out the park, down the ground. Bertel is very quick across the outfield, so he will get there. Keep it to just a couple.
You know, those who bowl the Yorker well, we think of Sohail Tanvir, who's in this competition. The problem that's also developed for them is the development of the lap. The lap shot now has become something that players are very adept at playing. So when fine leg is up inside the circle, they play the lap shot to the Yorker, and so they are reluctant to then bowl it. And those that do bowl it well, you can't just bowl the Yorker at the stumps. You've got to be able to bowl the ball wide of the stumps, at the wide mark, then in at leg stump. Different types.
Bertel at long off, never going to put it down. He's nearly as good as Irie. Another kiss for the ball. And it ends Binod Bandari's stay at the crease. Probably not his best innings. And a good pat on the back from Dan Douthwaite to Chand. Brave piece of captaincy from Bertel. It's been rewarded.
That's in the slot as well. In the slot. Clothed it. Yeah, not his best innings, but probably okay in the context of the match because of how well the others played. 43 from 42 balls, 170 for 4.
It's another change in the order. Arif Sheikh and Dr. Ishan Pandey probably suffering from pad rash on the sidelines, because they'll have been padded up for the vast majority of this innings, as they will go with the extra power, the strength and the long levers of Scott Kugelheim, very much in this side as a bowler and a bowler alone, but he cannot offer some handy late order runs. He's got a great mentality. He's the kind of young cricketer that every coach wants around him, because all Akash Chand wants to do is work and try his heart out. He gets his first reward. You and I were at the Under-19 World Cup last year, where Nepal pulled off that incredible victory against Afghanistan in the most dramatic of circumstances, very much the cardiac kids, as we got another look at the wicket. Akash Chand was one of the stars of that, wasn't he? 5-wicket haul there down in South Africa.
Yeah, I know that tournament is termed Future Stars, but it really does, doesn't it? It does produce future stars for the respective countries that are on show there. So many go on and have wonderful international careers.
Sad news for Nepal is that they missed out in what is an incredibly competitive Asia qualifier. We've seen some new countries added through that qualifier. He's going to see Tanzania for the first time up at that level. Good progress being made there in East Africa. Lovely to see Japan, the journey that they're taking. Now, is there a bit of glove on this? No, and not given as a wide. Is the umpire saying it's maybe just gone over the top of leg stump? There was a hint of some kind of a noise. Chand in particular was interested. Ooh, tight call, really tight call, that one. And if he hasn't hit it, you just wonder why the arms haven't been extended in terms of giving the extra, giving the wide. Well bowled, nails the Yorker this time. Great comeback from Akash Chand. 7 runs and a wicket in the over. 171 for 4.
हेलो साथीहरु, तपाईहरु चाहिँ अन्य वेबसाइट वा यसबाट लाइभ हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने
Three to go. They are going at over 10 and over, but that 200 plus barrier, it's proved elusive throughout the initial 2 seasons of the Nepal Premier League. Just the one team has gone by it. That was earlier this season, as we saw the Biratnagar Kings summit to 220. Jimmy Neesham is going to bowl one of the last 3, you'd imagine. Dan Douthwaite the other. That means Akash Chand will still have to bowl his final one. I think Bipin Khatri will be held back, although I actually thought he bowled nicely up at the top. Always becomes a bit of a movable feast in the modern T20 game, your bowling options. Douthwaite maybe has been the pick of all 6 that have been used. Protection out there, just one bounce straight to the man. Looks to me Douthwaite is he's the kind of cricketer who knows his game really well, knows what he's trying to do every time he runs up.
Stay there.
Yeah, he's got a slower ball sort of cutter that he bowls into the wicket. That was that last delivery. But because he's so strong around the shoulders, he can bowl what they term a heavy ball. But he's played a lot. He's played a lot of T20 cricket, T20 blast, I suppose, in the UK, in the United Kingdom.
It's been a real resurgence too for his county, Glamorgan. A couple of players have been picked up into the Lions squad. One of those is an associate cricketer, Asa Tribe from Jersey, who just really vaulted himself into the England selectors' thoughts. And there was talk that he was going to be here. In fact, I know for a fact that one of the sides had already agreed terms with Asa Tribe, but he then got picked in the England Lions squad, so he's down under. And many thought Saif Zaid would be there. He missed out on that, and that's why he's available here for the Nepal Premier League, albeit with the change of teams from the Royals.
There's another cricketer, Emilio Gaia, that I saw that in the Lions side. Did he not turn out for Italy?
It's part of the Italian side that really shocked the world, and the Azori are off to their first ever Cricket World Cup of any kind, beating Scotland. Inside edge. Singh will get 4, not where he intended it, but handy runs nonetheless.
Yeah, these are fortunate. I know we don't want to get into any deep conversation here at the back end of the innings, but I'm a little bit confused. I understand the associate, Owen Morgan playing for Ireland, then going across playing for England. Can you play for 2 countries at the same time?
Well, playing for a side's A team is not playing for their national team. It's only as soon as you're officially capped. So both Asa Tribe and Emilio Gay. Jersey missed out on qualification for the T20 World Cup. They're still in the mix for that ODI World Cup, top of the Challenge League at the moment. Big swing and a miss from Singh. Clever slower ball, use of the change of pace from Douthwaite. But yeah, in theory, Emilio Gay, unless he gets capped by England ahead of February, you would imagine he's a banker to be in that Italian T20 World Cup squad. And he's a world-class, quality left-handed batter.
Yeah, it might be a little controversial, but I don't think I agree with all of it. Honest.
Now, this goes a long way up, but it hasn't got close to going over the ropes. Jimmy Neesham takes the simplest of catches, and credit to the pokhara Avengers. There has been a real surge, a fight back of the highest quality in this final 5. They may well take the momentum in the way this innings is going.
Yeah, the problem at the back end here when you send in these hitters is that they can swing and have an off night, then they miss an incredible amount of balls, so they accumulate dot balls. Harmeet Singh only gets 4 6 deliveries, 176.
Arif Sheikh belatedly gets to the crease, down at number 7. Another leg cutter. Douthwaite, well, simply sensational. On an evening that it looked like chaos and carnage was going to reign for the bowlers, he's taken 2 for 24. It's 176 for 5. (16, 17 and 18 all going for 7 or less, and given the way the rest of the innings was trending, we were thinking 220 plus. They may struggle to get to 200 from here. It will be Akash Chand to bowl the penultimate over. Looks for the Yorker, skewed away, and oh, what an effort! It's magnificent. I think he's done everything he possibly could to take this catch, Kushal Bertel. And then the recognition and the awareness that he was going to slide into the rope and concede 6. He gives up the wicket to save runs. This is quite brilliant.
This might be difficult. We might be here a while because he takes the catch cleanly but recognises that he's going to go into the boundary.
I'll tell you something, quickness of mind to be able to show the athleticism and then the poise to recognise your body weight from the dive is going to inevitably carry yourself into the boundary cushion. Whether this is given as 6 or not, for me, is immaterial. I think it could well be 6. The presence of mind, quite brilliant. And Ravindra Siri is in the hot seat. I think we're going to go into the zoom here. I think you could be right. Problem for Bertel is the ball is obviously in his backhand. Is there contact with the in drive? Boundary hoarding. Oh, it's touch and go, isn't it? Whatever the case, just exceptional, sensational work from Kushal Bertel. The end result may be the same. It might be a maximum.
Should have dropped the catch. It's just 4. But you know what? I'm not going to make predictions here. Anything can happen.
Yeah, I think a little bit of the frustration over the last 48 hours, particularly that stumping decision last night, I suppose it's the length of time that this is taking. And you can just feel it kind of sucks the energy, the atmosphere. There's 2 fantastic big screens here in the ground, but during the decision pending, the process, the protocol is that it just has that, you can hear the pulsing heartbeat in the background and you know, the flashing of waiting to hear the decisions. The fans aren't getting engaged with it. And it's going to be given as 6, and rightly so. But take not away from Kushal Bertel's quite tremendous athleticism, sensational effort. It was in vain. He feels as though that's the hot zone. That's why he's out there at deep cover. He was proved to be correct. Pressure now on Chand. Kugelheim misses out just inside the guideline.
It's a quite spectacular catch in the deep. I mean, it's a full-length dive. And as you rightly mentioned, to be composed enough to realise, oh, I'm going to go in the boundary and to get rid of it, it's very, very unfortunate because it's a great catch. Bowl the Yorker at the stumps. You've got to be able to bowl the ball wide of the stumps, at the wide mark, then in at leg stump. Different types.
I mean that about Kushal Bertel. And the reason why anyone who ever goes to Nepal,
Bertel at long off, never going to put it down. He's nearly as good as Irie. Another kiss for the ball, and it ends Binod Bandari's the crease. Probably not his best innings. And a good pat on the back from Dan Douthwaite to Chand. Brave piece of captaincy from Bertel. It's been rewarded.
That's in the slot as well.
Understand the standards.
In the slot, clothed it. Yeah, not his best innings, but probably okay in the context of the match because of how well the others played. 43 from 42 balls, 170
the call
for 4.
is heard, and Chand is pumped up. Not happy is the umpire with, again, a little bit of aggression. Don't need to go back towards the batter. Celebrate your own success. Don't celebrate the demise, the downfall of the batter. It's a second wicket for Chand.
Good bit of bowling. Kugelheim goes across his stumps. He recognises that Chand wants to go at the wide mark, but Chand follows him and makes Kugelheim stretch, and he can't find the middle of the bat. Good catch in the deep, so he goes for 8. Oh, it's just falling away a little bit here. 182.
It's another change
6.
in the order. Ari Sheikh and Dr. Ishan Pandey probably suffering from padrash on the sidelines because they'll have been
in the deep, so he goes for 8. Oh, it's just falling away a little bit here. 182.
It's another change
6.
in the order. Ari Sheikh and Dr. Ishan Pandey probably suffering from padrash on the sidelines because they'll have been
in the deep, so he goes for 8. Oh, it's just falling away a little bit here. 182.
It's another change
6.
in the order. Ari Sheikh and Dr. Ishan Pandey finally in number 8. Enjoyed chatting to him after SUDURPASCHIM's win just a couple of days ago. As you'd expect from a fully qualified doctor, an incredibly intelligent young man. He spoke glowingly about the future of the sport here in the country. He'll only have 8 balls to work with at the tail end of this innings. And gets off the mark immediately off the toe of the bats. Great credit to Chand for the wicket and the way in which the process that he picked it up.
But we've seen a bit of this over the last few days, slightly over-enthusiastic celebrations, not in terms of individually, but going back towards the batter. Don't want to see that.
No, a very wise man once told me, because I got caught up in this as a young player earlier on in my career, and then a wise man said to me, you've got to earn the right to be able to chirp an opposition player, but once you've earned the right, you no longer need to.
Powerful words that I think every player could heed, despite the exhilaration and all of the adrenaline that's running out there. 19 bowled, 183 for 6.
हेलो साथीहरु, तपाईहरु चाहिँ अन्य वेबसाइट वा यसबाट लाइभ हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने हाम्रो
Lynn was flying with his innings of 31 off 13. They've just collapsed in a bit of a heap here. I don't think they're going to get to 200, but Arif Sheikh and Isham Pandey will look to prove me wrong. They'll have to face Jimmy Neesham in the 20th and final over. Great credit to the pokhara Avengers. You and I, in between overs 10 and 15, were watching on and saying this could be chaos in the last 5, and this could be the tournament's record score, but 200 plus is a rarity here for a reason. This is helped into the leg side. Should be an easy couple.
The problem that you have is when you have your tail enders coming in who can hit the ball, they don't have the cricketing nous to be able to, if the ball's not there to hit, to be able to still manipulate it for a 1 or a 2. Whereas your top players, your Browns, your Lins, your Dipendra Singh Aries, that's what they are able to do. If the boundary ball's not there, they still score off it. But what we've had at the back end here is a lot of aimless swinging. Yes, the odd one is connected, but it's no good going 6 ...
You're spot on, because 6 ... adds up to 2 a ball. With a single or another dot in there, all of a sudden you're dragging away from where you should be at. Love to the crowd, love to everyone who's enjoying their Nepal Premier League experience. Sold out again tomorrow. The first Super Saturday of 4. 3 of them will be double headers, and the 4th and final one on December 13th. That will be the grand final. Just one game that day. SUDURPASCHIM will look to be there and look to put right the wrongs they feel after a dreadful performance. Isham Pandey said to me the other night it was the first time he was back at this ground since a night he wanted to forget, or an afternoon he wanted to forget, as it was last night. And you would have to suspect the way in which they've started this competition, you'd imagine almost certainties for the playoffs, and they could well be in the grand final for the 2nd time in a row.
There's just that one player that I keep looking at, Saif Zaib, who has gone somewhere else. Who's he gone to? The Rhinos, the Chitwan Rhinos. Is I think that he's a loss to their side. I think he would have just put the cherry on the top if he was still around for the Royals.
No ball. Now, Neesham, I suspect, not going to be happy with this.
Well, this might be a no ball because it didn't land on the playing surface, not because of the front foot, but the actual pitch.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with the front foot. I think you're right here, HD, but you've got to remember, if the ball pitches past the stumps, it then defaults to a wide. Now, don't believe we have the ability to check this, but Neesham, such as his power and his sway, has it landed off the cut strip? I think so. I think that's a good decision. I think that is a no ball, rightly spotted and given by umpire Durganat Subedi, who's actually had a couple of very good evenings in amongst some difficult times for some of his colleagues. This is a no ball. To be honest, he should have said to Jimmy Neesham, it's a no ball, go back to your mark, I'm not going upstairs.
Well, this is what you were just speaking about, the intervention of the players. So this is what they're checking, is your point. But that's landed well before the stumps. But you don't want the umpires to be intimidated by the players.
And equally, I can understand it. You know, this is a man who's played in a World Cup final. Correct decision, There's almost a little bit of a look there at Jimmy Neesham, isn't there? That's why it's a no ball, James. Back you go. Go bowl your free hit. Look unhappy all you want. It is spot on the money, that decision. Bertel doesn't seem happy either. What can Pandey do with this free hit? Does he get enough of it? Oh, this could be 6 now as well. Because I think Douthwaite has taken the catch and has his shoulder gone into the cushion. Or are we even going to have a check? Oh, real drama this evening. Every decision coming under the microscope.
Well, I think the batters will hope that he goes into the boundary cushion, because the running between the wickets, I'll have to look at the other side, I feel. You can't see there either. He thinks he's okay. They run a single, you know, because they stood and admired the stroke, thinking it was going for 6.
You're spot on. It was a very tardy piece of running. We almost need the angle kind of from up in the major, the grandstand side of the ground, don't we? Because it just felt like there was almost a movement to the cushion. So the ball in the hand here, remember, it can't be out because it was a free hit. So does the cushion, the Omoda Jaku cushion, just there, and then maybe the foot or the red boots, which are somewhat camouflaged by the other cushion. This is the good angle here. Now let's have a look at this one. Look at his left arm. Oh. You do feel a bit for the umpires now. It's almost like the cricketing gods are teasing them with just incredibly, ludicrously close decisions.
And for the Avengers, they must be thinking, we've taken 2 spectacular catches and we could have given away 12 runs. Just a single. Oh, well, if you lose this off the last ball, you'll look at that delivery.
I think in both cases, umpire Wimerl Siri has got the correct decision. So great credit to our third umpire up in the box. Just 31 runs off the last 30 balls. Oh, this is surely going to be gone. Arif Sheikh, it's going to be a 3-ball duck. And all the atmosphere of the Royals fans is just being sucked out of the ground. These last 5 overs belonging, no doubt, to the Avengers.
Haven't played well at the back end here. And this is plumb in front, but they've been looking for too many. They were looking for 240 instead of saying, let's get 200 and we'll end up with 220. Sheikh goes without scoring, 189 for 7.
Naren Soud, the final man in, and he has an immediate impact. Only going to face the 1 ball. It will race to the rope to bring the crowd back to life. It has not been the best final 5 overs, but at least